Hey, how's it going? It is I, Larry the Tech Guy, coming at you guys with another video. I'm the owner of a tech installation business called TechWorks TV Mounting, and I also do reviews for Apple products and computer accessories. If you guys can help me out, I'm trying to reach my 100 subscriber goal. All you gotta do is leave a like and subscribe on the page, and you'll be doing wonders for me. Thanks a lot, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So let's start with a brief history on the iPad Air. The iPad Air series was created by Apple in 2013 as a budget-friendly iPad marketed for power users that still need to get things done. But over the years, it has came a long way since the first generation came out, offering almost as many features as the Pro models. That's pretty impressive. So the iPad Air 4th generation came out in October 2020. It had a starting price of $599.99, so it was a little bit steeper than the one that came out the year before that, the iPad Air 3, but it has some new features in it that I think you guys are gonna enjoy about it. So we'll talk about that more in the future of this video. So the iPad Air also has a wider 60 Hz screen with an anti-reflective coating on it, which is meant to keep all the glare off from the sun, and I think it really actually looks good with that. And it also comes up to a brightness as bright as 500 nits, which is pretty bright. It's not the brightest you can go. I think there's a couple other iPads out there that are brighter, like the iPad Pro, but 500 nits should be good enough. If you want to go that extra brightness, and if that's like very important to you, I would go with the Pro. But if brightness isn't a big deal to you, you'll be very happy with the iPad Air. One important thing to note about the iPad this year, the 2020 version, is that they finally did away with the home button, which for the iPhones, they did away with the home button a long time ago, back with for the iPhone 10, iPhone 10R, iPhone 10s Max, phones like that. And there was a lot of criticism about it just because that was like iPhone's, iconic thing, but it was gone and we had to get used to it. And Apple said they weren't gonna bring it back, But the idea behind it, I feel like with the iPad, it brings more real estate to the screen. It makes it look like a more symmetrical device instead of having this kind of big area down the bottom just made for a home button, which I think it was a good thing that they got rid of it. And also, the Touch ID that they use for the home button is now at the top right of the iPad. Another change Apple made with the iPad Air, yeah, I know, they're making a lot of changes this year. It was a big year for the iPad, so they did make some changes for it. But they got rid of the Lightning jack, which I think this is kind of their systematic approach to finally get rid of the Lightning jack. I think there's only a Lightning jack on like one other device, which is like some headphones or something, and I don't think there's gonna be any more left because they're trying to make everything universal, USB-C all the way. They're trying to go like that. It kind of saves them money, I think, in the long run. Instead of having to make all these Lightning jacks and USB-Cs, just a USB-C and then you're good to go. But yeah, like I was saying, they got the USB-C in the new iPad Air this year, the 2020, and it's good. It's universal. It's just like the Lightning jack. I think it allows for faster data transfer, which is a very good thing. The iPad Air 2020 also comes with Wi-Fi 6, which is the newer version of Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth 5.0. So those are going to be used when you're hooking up to those external mouses, wireless keyboards, and they're gonna work good. They work really good. An audio improvement that Apple made with the iPad 2020 is they improved the stereo speakers on the iPad. At first, when you would get an iPad, the speakers would be really lackluster and you just kind of had to accept it. That just came with the game of an iPad. But not in the 2020. They actually gave you stereo speakers. You get a stereo speaker on each side, and it also changes to stereo mode whenever you hold it landscape. So it's one of those real subtle things that you gotta pay attention to. But if you pay attention to it, you can hear it. It kind of boosts up the quality of the audio. And it's something that's nice. I really like it. I think you guys will like it too. So let's talk about the camera for the iPad Air. It has a front-facing 7 megapixel camera with a 2.2 aperture size, and then the rear-facing is 12 megapixels with the 1.8 aperture size. So you're gonna be able to get, you know, a little bit of higher quality on that rear facing. Don't expect a whole bunch from it, but it does get the job done. I use it for a lot of my jobs when I'm out and about at people's homes, and it does the job perfectly fine. It's not a DSLR, but it will get the job done. So let's talk about the storage on the iPad Air. It's a little on the lower side. I mean, it's not 32 like we used to have back in the day, but 64 isn't really that good. You can pay extra. You pay like extra $100 to go up to the 128. I just wish they would have started with the 128 gigabyte. That way we didn't have to kind of play app shuffle with all of our stuff, because 64 is kind of pushing it. Like if you like to listen to a lot of music and you like to download some apps, because let's face it, we all are app hoarders nowadays. I don't ever delete apps. I'll have an app in my phone that's never really been used, but I don't want to delete it in fear of me might needing to use it, you know? I just don't want to get rid of the apps, but the 64 gigabyte is just not really cutting it. If you want to pay the extra 100 bucks for the 128, I would go with it. If you can squeeze that, then go for that. All in all, this iPad is great. If this is something that you've been thinking about getting, I would definitely get it, especially if it's around the holidays and the prices are going down on them. I would definitely grab them. Next year, they're going to be launching the new iPad Air. I don't see them outdoing themselves with the way they did this year's, the 2021. But it's worth checking out the next year's version. But this one has definitely stole the show for 2020. It allows Apple Pencil support. You can support the Magic Keyboard. It's got all these vibrant new colors. It's a good iPad. It really is. And it is something that I feel like you guys that have businesses, or if you do schoolwork, it's really gonna help you guys out a lot, just because you can do so many different things with it. You could do whole projects on. You can download LumaFusion on here and pretty much edit any video. I've done a couple of videos in LumaFusion and it's great. It's great. The touch controls are real seamless. It makes a lot of sense. But that is my review for the iPad Air. I work really hard to put out these videos every week, guys. I really appreciate the support that you have given me already. That means the world to me. All the constructive criticism, all that. I love it. Just keep it coming, guys. If you made it this far to the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Then you'll be notified when I drop the next video next week. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna put up a video right here that's gonna show my first video. Let me know what you guys think. Go ahead, let me know. Till next time, see you later.